All right. Hello, everyone. Excuse my nails popping off. I haven't had a time to soak them off just yet, but there were some readings that I need to get done. So, you see the thumbnail, you see the title. Today I'm going to be doing a reading on Millie Bobby Brown and David Arbor. I don't know why I keep getting ready to call this dude David Attenborough. But okay, if you hear that slip of tongue, I'm sorry in advance, but that's what I want to say so bad. And so, yes, excuse my offhanded joke here. But yes, I'm doing a reading on Millie and David because it's recently come out, as far as I understand, that Millie has filed some kind of like discrimination or harassment lawsuit against David on the set for the set or being on set for Stranger Things. And people thought, or at least I thought, everybody on the Stranger Things cast was like family, they were really loving, really nice to one another. But it seems like that is not the case. And so I want to get a quick reading on this and see what's going on. Again, I'm going into this pretty much blind. As you can see, I don't even know or have all the background information. I'm also not one to religiously watch Stranger Things. I think I stopped at like season two. Okay. And I don't even think I watched season two all the way. So yeah, I'm gonna get into this and see what's going on. Hopefully it's a big nothing burger, but I feel like if there's rumors abound that she's filed a lawsuit, it must be something to this. So, or an alleged harassment charge or whatever the case may be. So, without further ado, please keep in mind that all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. If you would like access to more exclusive readings from me, you can catch me over on Buy Me a Coffee. For just the cost of a coffee, you can get access to more exclusive readings like this, pick a card, more. Oh my God, see, isn't that much better? You can see the cards and they're not all blown out. I had to change my lighting. Okay, so getting back to this, with the child card coming up in reverse for me, from the Lenormand, it kind of gives me the uh, along the lines of which people have kind of confirmed and said over the years about Millie's experience coming up as a young child star. She was like the big breakout actress at the time when she came out with Stranger Things, when that was a whole, when Stranger Things first hit Netflix, it was, a whole storm. And she has blown up after that, and there has been several allegations against several celebrities who were inappropriately trying to flirt with her or get with her, even though she was underage or she was way younger than them, or even if she was the same age, just them kind of like not respecting her space as a child actor. And then I know she had like something that most girls nowadays, I feel like when they come up in the limelight, once they become of age, they become 18, people are like, well, drop the OF link. And it's like, what? With the messenger card coming here, okay, so to me this is kind of like, was there a misinterpretation of something? Was there a miscommunication? Was something, a message or a meaning or something like that was not delivered in that type of way? So maybe it's also having to grow up too fast, because that's also another thing I think of when I see the writer, like things kind of coming in fast. But let's see what we're getting on David's side here. Oh, why is the tree coming up in reverse? So this makes me think that there is not a close relationship between the two. All of these cards are coming up in reverse. What's happening here? The tree gives me, to me, it usually it goes back to like roots. So think family tree, family line, family lineage, heritage, those kind of things from the past being rooted or grounded. It's kind of like the energy that's coming up. It's typically what I interpret when I see the tree come up in the Lenormand, but it's coming up in reverse. So to me, it feels like there is some kind of disconnect or dysfunction in this dancery. Okay. Oh, look. Why the only card that's coming up in the upright is the moon. So to me, that is speaking to There could be underhanded tactics. There could be sneakiness, things hidden. This could be mother wound here, with the moon being here. The moon to me usually translating to mother or motherhood, feminine energy, those kind of things. But it's coming up in the upright between these two. So I wonder if there was an altercation or an incident that happened, but just between them two, that like maybe only them two would know about, which I find it hard to believe. Usually, when someone is this bold to kind of like bully you or mistreat you in that type of way, um, usually it's kind of like out in the open where everyone see it. Unless again, with this writer card being here, there was something that David did to Millie. Not being malicious or anything, possibly, um, but maybe like trying to help her improve on her stage presence or something like that, and she took it a different way. It could be something along those lines, but let's see if I get more info here. Okay, so there is two things that wanted to come out here. Yeah, there was some miscommunication about a woman because you do have a girl here. The birds is usually that's my telephone, my chatter, my network. No, it's not network because I think more so because I want to be clear when I say network because I'm about to say it and then somebody else may interpret another way. But the birds card to me is typically like a communication card. So think about, it could be your social media, it could be your public relations, it could be the conversations they had, it could have been a phone call, video call, something over social media. It could have been any one of those things, and that's more so what I'm thinking of when I see the birds call. So what was this miscommunication about a girl or something that happened? Did Bobby happen to see him mistreating a girl and then they got into an argument about it or something? Or did he see her kind of like being too big for her britches and had a conversation with her about it and it just kind of soured the relationship after that? I have three cards that came from her. And notice all of these are coming up in reverse. This is heartbreak. You have the fish. This is usually speaking to like a fortune or a windfall. And this is faith. Hold on. I want to see one more card here. Oh, that didn't mean to fall. This slid right through my knees here. Okay. And I wonder if that's what took them so long to kind of come back into doing this because as far as I know, him and her were probably the only two or like the biggest two that stepped away from Stranger Things and started working on something else. I wonder if this was almost a thing of like being competitive people at their craft. Maybe he was trying to like get in her head a little bit. Yeah, look, obstacles. They seen each other as an obstacle. Notice the card, the energy in between these two is coming up in the right, in the upright, but the energy that they have towards each other is coming up in reverse. I almost get a feeling, and this is all alleged, and this is my intuition coming in here. I almost get this feeling that Millie sees David as being two-faced. Um, like he's not what he appears to be to everyone else. He's not what he appears to be when she or what she initially thought of him. He's actually something a bit more, and this could just be as simple as a clash of personalities. Maybe they just have differing personalities, and certain personalities or people just don't get along, and that's just as simple as what it could be. But there also could be a thing here of just I do think a conversation was at least had between these two about something. Maybe an altercation or argument of some sorts. And I think it's been tough for them to kind of like work together ever since. Um, and again, I wonder if maybe it had something to do with finances. Maybe it had something to do with her marriage, even because with the cross, the faith card and the heart card, they did all three of these did come out together. So I wonder if there was also maybe something about the her marriage, her recent marriage or something here. And she was not hearing that. Maybe. Okay, notice these are also coming up in reverse. Yeah, see, this is isn't this bed? Bed and lucky. That's kind of crazy. Lucky in bed. I hope this isn't on the verge of some sexual assault type stuff, um, or sexual harassment. But I'm starting to think this is probably something about her marriage. Like it could have been allegedly. This is just me. Like I'm just giving an example. Like I could very much see this being something of like maybe the conversation about her getting married, because I think she got married pretty young. Wasn't it when she just turned 18, 19? And she got married to who? Is his name is it Bon Jovi's son? I don't know. But I wonder if there was something here about like, hey, you don't want to do that so early off in your career. Like maybe it was some good intentions behind this of like maybe you need to not think about having a family or locking yourself down with somebody, like explore, get to know yourself, go out here and just live your life. Don't be in a rush to kind of like settle down or try to be grown, like be a kid, like you grew up in front of the camera, be a kid. And I think that was something that maybe she misinterpreted and took the wrong way, or she didn't like it because like when you're talking to me like a child, and I'm not a child. I'm more mature than what you freaking think. And it's been animosity there ever since, and they just haven't kind of like got into lockstep with each other ever since. I could also see this easy as being something where David was kind of like, okay, well, I said my piece and just went on about it. But because of the maturity level in this situation, again, maybe every little thing he said after that about her marriage, he could have been like, he could have been, like what they call it, being passive aggressive or making a joke about her, whatever the case may be. And she took it to be something else. I kind of feel like if her lawyers play this right, yeah, she could possibly win. People could interpret it that way. But then I can also very much easily see this going in David's way of just kind of being like, okay, girl, have thicker skin. At least from the energies that I'm picking up on this right now. Um, let's see. Let's look into it and see if I get something on like how potentially this could roll out in court. Okay, this card, was it this one? I don't remember. I seen it pop and then it went back in. Here we go. Here we go. So let's see here. We have a man and his family, somebody who's probably a bit more defensive than they need to be. And this is speaking of, usually with the whip, I get repetition, workhorse. This could also lead to a sexual innuendo as well. Think about it, whip. But usually I think of kind of just workhorse kind of energy is more so what I'm getting with that. Look, yeah, I'm convinced it's something to do with her commitment, her marriage. Commit. Look, and the bed comes up, and the stars, the hope, and the heart. Yeah, I'm gonna say this had something to do with Millie's marriage. What is going to be the outcome of the court case, though? These allegations. Is this going to amount to a nothing burger? Let's see here. Oh, not clear. That would explain why I'm not getting a clear beat on that. Home. Or is it maybe it won't go to court? Maybe it's gonna be in like what they call it. I don't know if they call it like litigation or what do they call it? Like the two people meet, the two parties meet and discuss and hammer out some kind of agreement on kind of like how the two parties will handle things moving forward, and they don't go to court, so nobody really gets hurt. I wonder if that's what's coming up here, but I do think a discussion about like family or like him not being allowed or vice versa, somebody in this, because it could be her, but maybe there's going to be a conversation or an agreement here about like, hey, you're no longer able to comment or talk about my personal life or each other's personal life, whether it's on screen, off screen, on social media, blah blah blah. Like play it nice. Why this kind of feels like a custody battle. Okay. See, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get a clear beat on this. I don't think it's settled, at least from what I'm getting here. Or again, what I said earlier, maybe it's just gonna be something that's gonna be handled outside of the courts. Maybe they're gonna sit down and come to an agreement. Look, choices, because that's the paths card. You have snake. Ooh, what is this? Oh, so this would literally be like the courts card, because this is usually official building kind of thing. I think they're gonna have to kind of come to some agreement outside of like a public court hearing. Because I think neither one of them kind of want to have this potentially hinder their progress or their stardom any more than it already has right now. I wonder if Millie is just sending him a message of just like, yep, I made this public. I made this lawsuit, this allegation public, so you will back the fuck off. Like I could see it being as simple as that. Yeah, see, I don't think it's gonna be clear to the public. I have the sun in reverse. This is also dealing with another woman. I don't know who this woman is. I don't know if it's their lawyers. I don't know if it's Millie. I don't know if it's his wife, if he's married. I don't know who this woman is, but she keeps coming up in this reading. I don't know if she's going to be the middleman to kind of like get things together. Look, and then we also got the anchor and the letter card coming up reverse here. I think it's going to be something that's settled outside of court. Yeah, but I do think this was probably something commenting on Millie's marriage, or this is probably something stemming from that, and it just never got addressed properly after that. And it's like airing my grievances at this time. If I had to bet on anything, I think that's probably what it is. And if it wasn't her marriage, it was her relationship or her kind of just um, rushing into adulthood too early. I think it's probably the conversation or something that was said that rubbed her the wrong way. So yeah, let me know what you all think down in the comment section, what you think this is about, or if she did state that this was what it's about. Cool, great. You know I'm right. I'm pretty accurate then. But if not, if you have more clues or you have some um suspicions on what this fallout could have been about, share it down in the comment section. And if you don't, you could just drop an emoji just to help out with the algorithm. As always, not as usual, as always, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, selecting it to all so you can see the next time I upload. In the meantime, and in between time, may you have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.